Wacko is a hugely influential and deeply cherished British TV comedy series that ran from 1956 to 1960, and then from 1971 to 72. The show was quite popular in its time and has remained an integral part of the British cultural memory. In the years since, several of the cast members have passed away. Facts First presents how each Wacko cast member died. Professor Jimmy Edwards, Jimmy Edwards. Jimmy Edwards, born James Keith O'Neill Edwards, was an English comedy writer and actor, best known for his role as headmaster Professor James Edwards on Wacko. Born March 23, 1920, in Barnes, Surrey, Edwards was the son of a mathematics professor. He received his education at St. Paul's Cathedral School, King's College School in Wimbledon, and at St. John's College, Cambridge, as a choral scholar. In addition to his work on Wacko, Edwards made a name for himself in London's post-war theatre scene, debuting at the Windmill Theatre in 1946 and on BBC Radio the same year. During World War II, he served in the Royal Air Force, earning the Distinguished Flying Cross and concluding the war as a flight lieutenant. His Dakota was shot down in 1944, leading to facial injuries that he later hid with his trademark handlebar mustache. Edwards' expansive career led him to feature in other shows like Take It From Here, and in films written by Eric Sykes like The Plank and Rhubarb. In 1964, he ran unsuccessfully for Paddington North in the general election. Edwards died in 1988 of pneumonia in London at age 68. Mr. Oliver Pettigrew, Arthur Howard. Arthur Howard, born Arthur John Steiner, was a stage, film, and TV actor known for his role as the assistant headmaster Pettigrew. Howard was born in London on January 18, 1910, as the younger son of Lillian and Ferdinand Frank Steiner. His elder brother was film actor Leslie Howard, and his sister was casting director Irene Howard. Apart from his work on Wacko and the film version Bottoms Up, Howard made appearances in various television programs and films like American Friends, The Magnificent Seven Deadly Sins, and the James Bond film Moonraker, where he played the small role of Cavendish. He married actress Jean Compton Mackenzie in 1936, and they had a son, Alan Howard, who pursued a career in stage acting. In 1961, Howard faced legal troubles and spent a week in prison for importuning. Howard passed away in Westminster, London in 1995. He's buried in the East London Cemetery. Mr. Oliver Pettigrew, Julian Orchard. Julian Dean Chavas Orchard, born March 3, 1930 in Wheatley, Oxfordshire, was an esteemed English comedy actor. Known for his knack for humor and unique character portrayals, he was recognized for his roles in 4 Carry On films: Don't Lose Your Head, Follow That Camel, Carry On Doctor, and Carry On Henry. Orchard was an alumnus of Shrewsbury School and the Guildhall School of Music and Drama. His repertoire included a diverse range of roles, from the flamboyant Duke of Montague in the Cinderella film The Slipper and the Rose, to the eccentric grasshopper expert Cornelius Button in the children's serial Grasshopper Island. He briefly portrayed the character of Mr. Oliver Pettigrew in Wacko in 1971, the role that was initially brought to life by Arthur Howard. Orchard starred in the London Palladium's productions of Cinderella and Babes in the Wood. In 1974, he became a member of the National Theatre Company at the Old Vic, showcasing his talent in Peter Hall's debut production, The Tempest, alongside John Gielgud and Arthur Lowe. But his vibrant career was cut short due to an illness, and he passed away in Westminster, London on June 21, 1979. Mr. S.A. Smallpiece, Norman Bird. Born in October of 1924 in Colville, Leicestershire, England, Norman Bird was a character actor whose career spanned several decades in British film and television. He's fondly remembered for his role as Mr. S.A. Smallpiece in Wacko. As a graduate of the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, he debuted on the West End in Peter Brooks's production of The Winter's Tale and was a regular fixture in British cinema throughout the 50s and 60s. Bird's list of television appearances extended to over 200, including significant roles as Mr. Braithwaite in Wurzel Gummidge and Mr. Ared in the Fawlty Towers episode Waldorf Salad. His cinematic contributions included An Inspector Calls and The Hill with Sean Connery in 1965. He continued working well into his later years, with one of his last film roles as a taxi driver in Richard Attenborough's Shadowlands. Bird passed away of cancer in 2005, leaving behind a robust body of work. Mr. R.P. Tench, Peter Glaze. Born in London on September 17, 1917, Peter Glaze was a comedian recognized for his timing and memorable character work, including the role of Mr. R.P. Tench on Wacko. His acting roots were deeply planted in the performing arts. His father was an actor/manager, and he began his career as a comedian at the Windmill Theatre in 1946. Glaze was known for his recurring appearances on the beloved children's TV show Cracker Jack during the 60s and 70s, where his character often played off of comedic partner Don McLean to the delight of audiences. Glaze also had a diverse career in radio and theater. He was a panel member on the long-standing radio panel game 20 Questions and worked as the Crazy Gang's understudy in theater. He played a part in the 1981 musical Underneath the Arches alongside Roy Hudd and Christopher Timothy, and even helped Hudd recreate a Crazy Gang routine for a televised Royal Variety performance in 1982. Glaze's roles also extended to science fiction, with an appearance as the villainous city administrator in the Doctor Who serial The Sensorites. He passed away in February of 1983 from a heart attack. Mr. Halliforth, Edwin Apps. Born May 14, 1931, Edwin Apps was an accomplished English TV actor and writer whose career spanned both British and French television series and films. He played Mr. Halliforth in Wacko. He also proved himself to be a talented scribe, showcasing his writing prowess in several projects across the entertainment industry. Notable among his appearances were roles in I Thank a Fool, Danger Man, The Avengers, Steptoe and Son, and My Wife Next Door. He also co-created and co-wrote the popular 1960s sitcom All Gas and Gators with his wife, actress Pauline Devaney. The couple sometimes used the pseudonym John Wraith for their joint writing projects. Apps passed away of natural causes April 16, 2021. Mr. Forbes, Keith Smith. Keith Wilfred Smith, born February 24, 1926, was an actor best known for his roles in The Army Game and the Beiderbecke trilogy, and he also played Mr. Forbes in Wacko. His memorable performances also include his role as a manager of a garage shop in The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin. He played the TV repairman in an episode of George and Mildred in 1976, further cementing his place in the world of British television. He was a regular collaborator with Spike Milligan in the series Q. He passed away in London at age 82 on March 30th, 2008 due to a motor neuron disease. Now it's time to hear from you. Who was your favorite character on Wacko? Let us know in the comments section below.